Hi everyone, this is going to be a basic guide on getting set up and started with Escape from Tarkov. I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks that I have learned along the way and hopefully get you ready to take on your first raid in this game. The first thing I'm going to do is bring your attention over to the escapefromtarkov.com website where you can purchase the game. It is a little bit confusing at the start when you're trying to purchase the game. There's loads of different editions here that you can buy. What I'm going to do is, if you look at the very top here, you'll see the 4 editions that you can purchase on Escape from Tarkov. The first one is the standard edition, which is what we see here. You have the Left Behind edition, Prepare for Escape edition, and Edge of Darkness limited edition, which is the biggest of the packages. If you go down through each package, it'll show you what is available in each of the packages. The most important aspect of each package is the stash size. So as you can see here, the basic stash size is 10 by 28 cells, and if we go right down to the very bottom to the Edge of Darkness, it is 10 by 68. More on stashes later in this video. It's also important to note that if you purchase the standard edition, which I would recommend for any new players to this game, that if you want to upgrade to any of these other packages, you don't need to purchase each package individually. The way I did it personally was I started with the standard edition, I then purchased the Prepare to Die edition, and then I went with Edge of Darkness. You don't pay any extra funds. The funds that you have spent on the earlier editions will be removed and you'll just pay for the upgrade of the newest package. Now that you have the game purchased and installed on your PC, you will be presented with the login screen, and if we click Authorize, that's going to open up the Escape from Tarkov launcher. We're going to click the play button here, and this of course will launch the game. The first thing that you will be presented with is a message from the Escape from Tarkov developers, and also choosing what language you would like the game to be in. Then you're going to name your character. You can name it whatever you want. Click Next. Next we're going to decide whether we want to be a bear or a USEC. The difference between these are mainly the starting equipment, where the bear will have AKs and the USECs will have the M4. The look of each of the characters are different, and also the voice lines can be different as well. It used to be a case that Bear only spoke in Russian language, but that can be changed now. We're going to select Bear, and it'll give you a little description down here. You can read that if you like, and click Next. Then we can select our look, and also the voice that we're going to have. So as you can see here, we can click Alex, who speaks in English, and it gives you a little preview there. And then we're going to click Next. You will then be presented with the main menu of Escape from Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov is the game mode itself, where you will click in to start a raid. You have Character, Trading, Hideout, and of course Exit. There are a couple of different options around the bottom here. Main menu is if you are in another part of the menu and you want to get back to this screen, you can click Main Menu. Hideout will bring you to your hideout. This next section here is if you are adding friends to your squad. Character will bring you to the character screen. Traders to the trading. Flea market will bring you to the flea market. Presets are for preset weapons that you may have saved during your time, that maybe you've built a gun that you've liked and you want to save that preset. You can easily access them here in the preset menu. Handbook is an important information space that covers all the different items in the game. Messages, if you want to message other players or your friends, and you also get messages from the traders in game as well. The first thing that we're going to do is go to Trading, and that will give you a list of the traders that you have unlocked. Obviously we don't have Jaeger yet, that's a quest that happens a little bit further into the game, but each trader will sell different items to you which you can purchase. Clicking on any of the traders will bring up the trader screen. So I just want to bring your attention to the right hand side of the screen. This is our stash, and as I said at the start of the video, depending on the edition that you bought will depend on the size of your stash. These are all the items that we get at the start of the game, and any items that we bring out of raid, we will store them in the stash, and then we can use them to bring into the next raid or use them to sell to traders. Now let's talk about what each of the traders sell. Prapor, as you see here, has different weapons and some armor. Therapist can sell you medical supplies, food and drink. Fence sells a little bit of everything, and Fence is a unique character where if I sell any equipment to Fens, he's going to put up that equipment to sell to other players in game. So if you look here, you can purchase a lot of different random items. Skier sells weapons, attachments, magazines, some ammo, and he's also got some armor and a headset. Peacekeeper is unique because he deals with dollars. If you look up here in the top right hand corner, we have 500,000 rubles to spend. We've got no euro and no dollars. So we can't purchase anything off Skier just yet. But if we were to sell this piece of armor to Skier, going to the sell button up in the top left hand corner, we would make $86 from this piece of armor. Mechanic specializes in weapon attachments, weapons, and some other important items like the gas analyzer, pliers, and Leatherman. Also the tool set. Ragman specializes in selling helmets, armor, and also backpacks. You can also pick up the MS-2000 marker, which is used in many of the quests early game. And Jaeger, like I said, can unlock a little bit further down the line. Go into each of my traders, go to tasks up in the top left hand corner, and accept any tasks that are available with traders. This is the quickest way to level your player up in Escape from Tarkov. And as you level up through the game, you will also level up your traders. By leveling them up, you will get access to better weapons, items, and equipment. This one is called Debut. I'm going to click Accept. And this one is, we need to eliminate scavs all over the Tarkov territory. We also need to obtain and hand over MP133 12 gauge shotguns. We need 2 of those, and we need to kill 5 scavs. What I would recommend is work on Prapor and Therapist's quests right at the start of the game. So if we go into the character menu, this is where we will set up our PMC, or our player character, that he is ready to go into a raid. I'm going to remove all these to show you how I would set up at the very start. The alpha container is a really important item in Escape from Tarkov because while we're raiding, we can place items in here, and if we die, we won't lose them. The size of this container also depends on the version of game that you have. The alpha container comes with the basic edition, and the largest container will come with the Edge of Darkness edition. A simple setup at the start would be some pack of armor, a body rig so we can hold magazines and different healing items, a pistol, some magazines for that pistol, a backpack, a grenade, some food, and water. And we can actually place the food and water in our alpha container here just in case we're killed early on in game and we're not going to lose these items. I'm going to bring a headset to amplify sound, and I'm also going to wear the bear hat. I'm going to bring some painkillers, a heavy bleed bandage, and also a light bleed bandage. We can also bring a car first aid kit to heal any injuries that we may have, and we're ready to go on our first raid. If we go back to the main menu and we click Escape from Tarkov, we're presented with 2 options. As you can see on the right hand side is the PMC that I have got ready for this raid with his pistol, his bear hat, headphones, backpack and body rig. And on the left side is a Scav player. This is a randomly generated player that is no risk whatsoever. If you're new to the game, I would recommend that you use your Scavs to learn maps, to try and get out alive and get some more weapons and some basic equipment into your stash. The massive difference between these two is you will only progress your main character by using your main character in raid, and also if we die as our PMC, we will lose everything that we brought into the raid and also anything that we find during that raid. As a Scav character, we're using equipment that is randomly generated, so we're not using it from our own personal stash. Another important mechanic in Escape from Tarkov is the Hideout. And the Hideout is an area where you can craft equipment, where you can boost some stats within the game. There's also a shooting range here where you can try out new weapons. There's absolutely nothing in here at the moment because you do need to build up your hideout. And as you can see here, there's a green outline around the vents, meaning that we can build the vents. If we go into the vents, it's going to cost us 25,000 rubles to construct. And if we click the construct button, it will start constructing and we can install, and now we have our vents at level 1. Each of the areas in the hideout are important aspects towards building your character, and I'll go into a little bit more detail in this in a later video. Another really important feature in Escape from Tarkov is the offline raid. If you click next, and you click any of the maps that are available, anything that is not available will have a lock symbol beside it. The next choice we're going to make is whether we want it at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. I'd recommend go daytime for your first couple of raids. You don't want to be in pitch black, not knowing where you're going. You're just going to have a bad time. So always pick daytime. Click next. This screen is a really important one for newcomers because this is where you can enable the offline or practice mode. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, but if we were to go into a normal online raid, there is another screen that I want to bring your attention to. If we click next, we will get the insure items screen. I have these insured already, but if they were not insured, you would click on each of them and you would click insure. This will cost a certain amount of rubles. The reason why you would insure items is you get a chance of getting these items back. For example, if you were killed and the items were not picked up, you will get them back through insurance. And also, if an enemy kills you, loots your body, and then gets killed in the raid and your items are not picked up, you will also get them back. I'm going to bring your attention back to the offline raid mode. And this is an important feature here where we can actually go to an offline practice mode. So if we click enable practice mode for this raid, we can click game settings, and there's lots of different settings that we can set here. So AI amount, you can actually have none. So you're not going to come up against any enemies. And this is a great way to jump into a map without the difficulty of coming up against any AI scavs. And then you can click next and you can ready up, and that will load you into your first offline raid. Now that we're loaded into our first raid, the first thing you're going to want to do is double tap the O button. That will bring up exactly where we need to extract from. As you can see here, we've got pier boat, road to customs, railway bridge, and path to lighthouse. Our number one objective in Escape from Tarkov is reaching these extraction points. I would highly recommend heading over to mapgenie.io/Tarkov. I'll leave the link in the description, and bring up the map that you are on in raid. You should then go to hide all, filters, scroll down, and select extraction. And this will show you the extractions that are available. Make sure that you're heading towards one of the extractions that are listed when you double tap O. I know from experience that I am spawned in this area of the map. You look out for different landmarks, different areas on the map, main roads, and try and figure out where you are on the map. Map knowledge takes a long time to learn, but with each raid you do, you will get better and better at understanding the map, recognizing different landmarks, and knowing where to extract. If we click the tab button, it will open up our inventory. A really important aspect of Escape from Tarkov is gathering loot. And loot can be gathered in any of the spare spaces in our body rig, our pockets, or our backpack. If we have spare slots in our pouch, we can also store items here. If we go to the health tab, this will show us exactly how much health our character has. 440 is our overall health, and each limb has a certain amount of health points that if we were to say get hit in the left arm, this will obviously start to decrease, and then we would need to use a car and drag it on to our left arm to heal our left arm. We can also heal by right clicking and clicking use. We can't use it right now, but if it was a case that one of these areas were damaged, not fully, because fully means that the limb is blackened and we need some surgical items like a Serve 12 to heal those areas. But for any light injuries, we can use a car medkit, click use, and that will use our medkit on the affected area. Heavy and light bleeds will be indicated beside the effective area. There'll be a little red symbol and you hover over it and it'll say heavy bleed or light bleed. Another handy tip is we can use quick slots in any of the items in our body rig or our pockets. So if we want to add these 4 items to our quick slots, we can hover over, and using the number keys we can click 4, 5, 6 and 7. By clicking in the middle mouse button, we can look around from left to right, up and down. It's handy if we are exploring through the map and we want to have a look left and right without changing direction. To pick up any items or search any stashes, we would first move over to them. You will see the search symbol appear and you're going to click F. That will open the stash on the right hand side, and let's say this medipack was in the stash. There's 2 ways that we can bring it into our own. We can drag and drop, or we can hold control and that will bring it into our backpack very quickly. This is the optimal way of bringing stash across into your backpack because it's the fastest. If we have 3 items, we can bring them over very quickly by holding control and left clicking. So for my next video, I'm going to discuss tips and tricks that I have learned from many hours of playing this game. I want to wish everyone the best of luck with the next wipe. It's coming very soon. And finally, if you have any tips and tricks that you want to share with the community, please drop them below. Even with many hours in this game, I'm still learning with every raid that I do. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and we'll see you in the next one.